What's up, guys? The Walkers are back. Walking Dead. We're about to give you everything you need to get you ready for season 4. By the way, a lot of spoilers dead ahead. First season, first episode, first scene. Cute little girl turns around, she's got zombie herpes mouth. Deputy Rick Grimes has no choice but to gun her down. And it is on. Flashback to our hero, Rick, falling into a coma after being shot by armed robbers. In that coma, Rick just misses the dead becoming reanimated and his wife and kid replacing him with his best friend. I thought it was bad when I overslept and just got a parking ticket on street cleaning day. Rick grabs a bunch of guns and heads to the ATL, which is now worse than Newark and Detroit combined. Yeah, he pretty much hit downtown Atlanta during zombie rush hour. Rick has to lock himself inside a tank, but then he meets Glenn on the radio.
Dumbass. Cozy in there?
Glenn helps him navigate the hordes, and then Rick meets Andrea, T-Dog, and everyone's favorite racist, Murrell.
Bad enough I got this taco bender on my ass all day. Now I'm gonna take orders from you?
Murrell is crazy as a shithouse rat, so Rick handcuffs him to a roof. With that problem taken care of, everyone else heads back to the campsite. Rick finds his family, wife Lori, son Carl, and he doesn't know that his old pal Shane has been playing daddy. Not cool, Shane! People in the camp we care about are Dale, the obligatory old man, Carol, and Murrell's badass brother, Daryl.
Shut up.
Rick decides to go back to Atlanta to get his guns and save Murrell. Make up your mind, Rick. We get to the rooftop and Murrell went all 127 hours and cut his hand off. What? Now Rick wants to lead the group to the Center for Disease Control, but Shane wants to go to Fort Benning. Shane takes aim at Rick in the woods. Not cool, Shane! Doesn't do it, but old man Dale sees him and has a very judgmental reaction. We go to the CDC. Dr. Jenner greets them.
Why are you here? What do you want?
A chance.
Oh, and one more thing. The CDC is losing power and it's just gonna blow up.
Facility-wide decontamination will occur.
So Dr. Jenner had all this awesome Walker research that got destroyed, but he does tell Rick a very special secret that we have to wait a really long time to find out. They all escape, and they drive off with very bad CG in the background. Matter of fact, we could make a more realistic looking explosion happen right here. Boom! Season 2. We spend season 2 on a farm. Long, slow stretches, just on a farm. Almost don't want to talk about it. But there's still some pretty cool crap, so let's get in there. We're on the road, and their Winnebago breaks down. Oh, and guess what? Here come the walkers. Cue Carol's daughter, Sophia, running into the woods. Ugh, Sophia. And while we're on the subject of annoying children, there's Carl. He wants to go pet a deer. And he gets shot by Otis. Don't get too attached to Otis. Don't get too attached to anybody. This is The Walking Dead. Okay, so Sophia's missing, Carl's shot. Just don't raise kids during the apocalypse, okay? It sucks. They get to the farm where they meet Herschel, conveniently a doctor,
Veterinarian.
who saves Carl. All this guy does is save people and then tell them that they have to leave.
Off my land.
Shane kills Otis and leaves him for zombie food. Not cool, Shane. Oh, and Lori is preggo. She needs to go on Maury and find out who's the father. Glenn hooks up with the farmer's daughter.
I'll have sex with you.
Really?
Pretty pimp, Glenn. So being a big horn dog now, Glenn wants to get freaky in the hayloft, but discovers that the barn is full of walkers. No! That's almost as bad as finding silverfish in your closet. I found silverfish in my closet once. I had to throw out some pants. Turns out Herschel has turned his barn into a halfway house for walkers.
There are people out there, people who I believe can be restored.
Moron. So Shane lets all the walkers out of the barn. Kinda not cool, Shane, but really a little bit cool. And everybody takes target practice on them. Who's the last walker out of the barn? Little Sophia, the drama! That is your first major character death. And then Dale dies.
Sorry, brother.
Another major character death. Then Shane tricks Rick to get him alone in the woods to kill him.
Raise your gun.
Oh, not cool, Shane. But then Rick kills him.
This was you, not me! Not me!
Huge major character death. Shane then becomes a walker. Wait, he wasn't bitten. Carl kills him again. Double major character death. Rick reveals that everyone carries the walker gene and you automatically turn into a walker when you die.
We're all infected.
That That was the secret from the CDC doctor. Then the walkers swarm. People are getting bitten. Walkers are getting killed. Everybody's getting into separate cars. It's so crazy. No one even calls shotgun. Speaking of which, Herschel has a never-ending supply of shotgun shells. Andrea, left alone in the woods, is saved by female Blade, Michonne, and we are finally out of that farm. Thank God. Boom! Season 3. They've reached the prison. What a safe, nice place to live. But then Herschel gets bitten. Ah! But then Rick chops off his leg. And it's just like he got zombie diabetes. T-Dog dies. Major character death. Lori gives birth to Rick's baby? And then bleeds to death from her rusty prison C-section. The major character deaths just keep coming. And then to stop her from becoming a walker, Carl puts a bullet in her head. That turned Carl into a man. I guess shooting his mom was kind of like his bar mitzvah. Andrea and Michonne are taken captive by a guy called the Governor. And Murrell! He's back, and he totally has an awesome stump for a hand. They're taken to a town called Woodbury, where people watch men pit fighting to the death. The Governor has fish tanks. They're filled with zombie heads. Gross, weird, awful guy. Back at the prison, Rick gets a collect call from his dead wife and flips out.
You don't belong here! Get out!
And look, comic fans, it's Tyrese, played by Cuddy from The Wire. Andrea starts falling for the Governor because he's tall. Michonne, she smells some bullshit and leaves. Murrell chases Michonne, but ends up coming back with Glenn and Maggie instead. Rick, Daryl, Michonne, and some character we don't need to care about go on a night raid and save Glenn and Maggie. Michonne takes the Governor's eye and kills his freakish walker daughter. We are at war. Well, 3 or 4 episodes from now, we will be at war. The show really slows down again. So Rick meets with the Governor, who offers a truce, but the Governor is slimier than a shithouse rat. He's gonna ambush Rick and the crew with walkers. The Governor's assistant foils the plan. By the way, don't get too attached to that guy. Murrell is kicked out of Woodbury and also gives the Governor one final FU. By the way, don't drink and drive. Then Governor shoots him, he dies, and becomes a walker, only to be killed by his brother? No! Major character death. So the Governor wages a huge attack on the prison, but gets an ass whooping, and then goes crazy and like shoots all of his people. Where did that come from? Then he takes off with 2 buff dudes, and I'm thinking, this fool's gonna be back for blood in season 4. Andrea, by the way, she'd been boning the Governor this whole time. Terrible taste in men. The Governor locks her in a room with his zombie assistant, and she dies. Major character death. Rick brings back all of Woodbury's very young, old, and sick to live at the prison and show us that helping each other is what the apocalypse is all about. Well, that and stabbing zombies in the face! Guys, I hope this was helpful. If it was, why not go ahead and share it? So what do you think's gonna happen in season 4? What major character deaths are gonna go down? Leave an answer in the comments section below. Best answer, I got the Screen Junkies t-shirt. How about that? I wanna thank you for watching. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm Rudnick. Bye-bye. What would you call a new installment of Beetlejuice?
Ooh, Beetlejuice, that's a tough. Beetlejuicier?
I feel like you could just be Beetlejuice with a 2.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.